Is this an ode to ginger ale now?
No, it just makes me burpy. So I was like, capacitive mute. Oh, I'm good.
I tried to transition to the same screen. I was looking at studio mode and I had both of the start screen on both of them, and I hit the transition button, and then nothing happened because it transitions to the same screen. Hit record time. Gotta love it. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Mark Summers, Major Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux, and it's time once again for another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays. It's Thursday, March 17th, 2022. Happy Leprechaun Day? What the fuck? St. Patrick's Day. For those who observe it.
For the 99% of the country that observes it.
I was going to say 99% of the country that observes it, but the reality and the shade of it is for every other like ethnic holiday, for some reason Americans see it as this is a get drunk day. Yep. St. Patrick's Day, go get drunk day, but in green. Cinco de Mayo, go get drunk, but in sombreros. And both of those things are disrespectful. Stop doing that. But Stop anyway.
It. Yes.
But isn't it
like y'all can?
But isn't don't the Irish themselves do it on St. Patrick's Day?
If the Irish people decide to do it, then that's like their thing to do.
That's their thing to do.
Kind of like, here, I'll just say it like this. I know that there are words that we can use to talk to each other that other people can't use. That's not for them.
Right.
But I heard it on a Kendrick Lamar album, if you don't get out of here.
It's like, oh, we've co-opted other people's days in order for us to drink that day. That's basically what it comes down to it.
I don't know. I guess after so long, after hearing that white's the default, I figured that was just a white people thing and not necessarily specifically an Irish thing. So I'm joined this week and every week by it's your boy Kev. Kev is in the building.
In the building.
I'm joined this week by someone who figures he could just drop cultural appropriation bombs on me and blows my fucking mind. Sinziak is in the building.
What's up?
This week, we may or may not be joined by the GOAT, Hideo Sanaka, because she actually went to a real building. And I don't know if she is going to be. We talked, but that was about it. So we'll see.
We'll see.
What is this now?
It's just a song. Don't play it. It's just like an enjoyable little background beat that someone made a remix of a song to. I thought y'all would appreciate the vibes at some point when you get to listen to it.
All right then. So let's get into it. Kev, how was your week?
Week was like pretty okay. Thought we was gonna have a bit of an issue with my freezer, pretty much adulting issues. Freezer decided, we're not gonna seal. Last night we're not gonna seal up, so we're pretty much going to just defrost automatically. So then, woke up. A lot of my food was like semi-cold to warm, and a lot of melted Frosties that I was saving for such occasions were also Frosty soup. Had to throw some of those away.
Oh, that just sounds delicious.
No, it wasn't. It was not. Especially when it's all sticky and dripping on your floor. But
you don't mess with that. It's everything that's in the cup that's good.
Yeah, none of it was in the cup, Major. It was on the floor.
Oh.
So
Let's not discuss. That's just a bummer.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
That's just a
Kinda
bummer.
disgusting.
Oh,
But it was rough though. So we had to deal with that, and then thought, oh crap, God, I'm gonna have to get the guy, somebody to come fix it. And then it was just like, oh no, I'm good now, but I still I'm good, but it's gonna take you all night to freeze everything up again. So yeah, so I basically locked it down and put some tape around it just to keep it sealed enough so it can freeze and whatnot, so everything can freeze. So that was pretty much my day today, playing copious amounts of Lost Ark. Oh god, that game has taken over my life in the best possible, in the best and worst and terrible part of the way. I'm getting close to end game. They've given me a ship, and I'm sailing the high seas like the Pirates of Darkwater, and really good game. Some point, I'm probably gonna have to dust off Ooblets again because that good Ooblet update. Such a good game. Gonna be trying that. What else? I just want to also say to a big shout out to my homie, the female phenom, for being this awesome woman of color streamer, mommy streamer, and just really coming in and just showing people love and affection while screaming at Resident Evil Village, because there's no way I'm going to be playing that game anytime soon. So respect to her and the other DFP Army members. And just also got
wait a second.
What?
Is that what that stands for?
What?
DFP Army.
Yeah, the female phenom.
I was today years old.
Yep, and now you know.
Yeah.
And learning is half the battle. G.I. Joe!
Go Joe!
Yeah. So awesome streamer. And also picked up a few awesome games. Like I think it was one with Spirit of the Island.
Mm-hmm.
That one was actually fun. That one's actually pretty cool because it gives me like toy esque Stardew Valley, like My Time at Portia kind of thing. So it's pretty dope. I played it yesterday, streamed yesterday, played a little bit today, maybe play some over the weekend if Lost Ark doesn't say, hey yo, you gotta run more characters, yo. I'm like, all right. So that, and finally starting the process of taking my yard back, maybe next week, because spring has sprung and my yard is looking like Terabithia, so I need to go ahead and take care of that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the most part.
You said you picked up some games. I was waiting for the full list.
Oh yeah, one was new. I think it was like another game was No Place Like Home. That's probably I'm gonna stream that for tomorrow, and possibly Capybara Spa. The cozy people know what I'm talking about. It's literally you run a spa for capybaras, and it's nice. It's very chill. I seen the homie Kitter Cat play that. Awesome, another awesome streamer.
Kitter Cat, yes.
Yeah, so they were playing some capybara spa, and I'm like, I think I might have to cop. And then also wondering, should I get Kirby, the Forgotten King, the Forgotten Land, or should I get a new shelving unit? Both of them cost about the same, so I think I might be leaning to the shelving unit, and that's about it.
Still, I feel like we're not listing all the games you picked up in the past week.
That's about it.
Still not listing all the games you picked up in the last week.
Still about it.
Still have not listed all the games you got in the last week.
Still about it. I can go all day, Major. Don't try me. Still about it. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. call himself a Nintendo fan. That's whatever. Sinzi.
Oh, that's right. Right. Mario versus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Thank you.
I bought it, and it's still on the list. It's still gonna be like, yes.
I didn't say you played it. I didn't say you were planning to play it. I just said, did you just pick it up? That's all I wanted to hear. Did you pick it up?
Yeah, I picked it up. It was a good.
There we go.
It was like about $10.
It was $10.
It was $10.
It was $10.
And then I had like gold, and I had some extra gold coins, and that knocked it down to like about $6.99.
Look at it.
So it was like, ooh, even more savings.
Look at.
And then what happened is I had some PayPal credit, and it was all good.
PayPal credit.
I said, God and the community paid for it all.
You are welcome. That game would have passed him off. I ain't say nothing on last week's stream, mind you. So look, it's $10.
What is he talking about? I don't know what else I'm talking about. I'm just like
$10.
If you said anything on Switch, I'm like, oh yeah, Switch.
He's like, who calls himself a Nintendo fan? He talk about the Mario game.
First of all,
let's talk about this because Kevin specifically last week said, I am not the Nintendo fan.
I said last week, and I will say again, I am not the Nintendo fan. You called me the Nintendo fan, and I told you when you called me that it wasn't right. And so every time you call me that, I'm like, it's more of a you thing. That's more of a you name for me.
Look, it works. I categorize people. That's how I've categorized you. Right. Kevin's a Nintendo fan. Right. He is closer to Nintendo than the rest of us.
Right. All I've said is
just by default.
All I said was the Xbox Series S was a good compliment.
Oh no, I'm not basing it off of that. I'm basing it off all the mental gymnastics you've gone through to justify all of that shit.
Because it made sense, Major. Because it's like, yeah, Series S is a better deal for the Switch fan, for the Switch owner, because it's $200 and $200.
That line right there.
But to say that the Series S is also more cost effective than the Nintendo Switch.
See that
I stand by that.
See this whole
I stand by that with my double fist knucked up, and I stand by that. Now, if you want to go back and forth, we're gonna have this back and forth with it.
Let's see.
You know, you're not gonna change my mind, Major. But
I got you.
Right. And that's it.
There we go. Sid, what's been going on with you this week?
Now you take that off, or you about to switch to a 2, or you about to switch to a 2. Trust me, I will leave this call. Turn that off. Try Jesus, but don't try me. Because I got this mute button on deck. Take that off.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
There we go. Now what have we learned? Don't try Kev. Kiki with yourself, but don't try me. Thank you.
Wow. What is this?
It will not be a this week and every week. It's gonna be a this week and whenever the fuck I come back. Fuck around and find out. Love you, but fuck you.
Kevin truly got up here in front of God and everybody on the internet of Beyonce and them, and said with the entirety of their chest,
I need you to leave me alone. Exit the building immediately.
wasted no time. Turn off the camera. Clock right out.
My belly hurts.
Nope, this week and whenever stop Major fucking with him. Kev.
My belly hurts. I feel like a
This week, and whenever the goat gets back with Kevin because Kevin done kidnapped her too.
I'm just. This is a problem.
Oh, God, I feel like a Barbie doll, bro. My cheeks hurt.
All right. You know something?
I've deleted the source, so I'd have to recreate it all over again now.
Don't even.
What did you delete though? What source did you delete? Tell me about
The
it.
one that said Nintendo fan.
Yeah, you can go ahead and delete that because you won't be needing that shit ever again.
I mean, I may or may not have a request for it. I just want to know what's happening. I want to understand. There are things that are not being said here, and I would like them to be said. Just out loud.
I just wrote Nintendo fan as a text source and put it over in Kev's head.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, don't pull that shit with me. Don't put that shit on me, Bill. I said, don't put that evil on me, big Ricky Bobby. Don't you do it. I said, the devil is a lie. Probably cut that camera off. I like, now you take that shit off, or you're going to be a twosome.
Not a twosome. Okay. Kevin truly just came over here and was like, you know what? That.
So Sam, what you got going on?
Right. So, we got to like the last fight of this Pantheon on Hollow Knight that I've been working at. Got there and just had to, deal with that. We're gonna have to come back and try that next week, but also this week we had our premiere episode of this tabletop show that I'm in. So that was fun. It was fun. We had our first session one. It was a delight. And all this other stuff. And you were just kind of like, hey, do y'all want to throw money at us to cause problems in this game? And when I tell you the audience wasted no time, none doing that. So that was cool. And then the rest of this week has just been random busy stuff with the day job. I went out this weekend and bought some new sweatpants just in time for summer where I'm not going to wear them. Did some laundry. Tried to read some books. Did not read any of the books there. And we're looking at, we got a little community vote here. So because I'm doing tabletop things on Mondays, that's not going to be a streaming day anymore. We have figured out what the new streaming day is going to be. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, all of that. And I look really nice in suspenders. Also, y'all may or may not have seen a viral tweet involving Major this week as featured on Twitter, talking about how Major handles ads pre-stream so that y'all can make sure to get a quality experience over here. So if you've seen that and such, go tell your friends so they can go follow Major. Okay, thanks.
Hooray.
Follow him on all the platforms. Follow him on TikTok and Instagram and Twitch, where he was driving a truck for 14 whole hours.
12.
And got stuck between Utah and Colorado for like an hour.
As you know,
as
as
one
it usually
does.
happens.
As one does.
As one does 16 hours into streaming, I suppose. Major's like, how are you awake right now to be here? Mind your business, Major. Why are you still like in Utah?
But you weren't the first person to ask that question too, because Telia showed up. Just a heads up for the audio listeners of the show. My computer crashed not too long after that. So yeah, show's gonna come back. It's gonna continue as planned, but for the next maybe minute or two, you're only going to hear my voice until I realize, thanks to Ruin, that Kevin Sin's voice weren't being heard. Who knew that I could suffer from a computer crash? I was so careful. There we go. Hello? 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 Hi? Is everybody... Can y'all hear me? Mic check. 1, 2. Hello? You see and hear things. That is fantastic. So yeah, if you caught the tweet on Twitter, yeah, just randomly out of nowhere, my piece was like, yeah, fuck this shit. You are not insulting Telia. Goodbye. It's just like, no, we are this is not the place to do that. No, thank you. Luckily for me, I use the file format on OBS to where that video is still good. I didn't lose it, so that's great. Look, if you are streaming and recording your content on OBS, please use MKV and then remux the video to MP4. If you record to MP4 and you have a failure like I do, like I just did, you lose that video. So it's another tip from me. It's a great one. You're lucky I did. Wait, the system crashed. It might have saved that. No, it's gone. The source is gone. That's still gone. So, who wants to sit around for 3 minutes and watch some ads? Or we can just keep going, but there will be ads this week because that shit got reset. Fuck. But it makes me sad. It just makes me sad. Oh, it's okay if I'm sad, huh? Okay. All right. Fine. So sad. Anywho, damn, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, wait. I never even got started because after the T slander, everything went to shit. I'm learning lessons left and right, people. So yeah, this past week, wrapped up vacation. Yes, I did a 12-hour or close to 12-hour truck driving stream, which was fun. Want to do it again soon, maybe. I don't know, but not this weekend because I got shit to do. What else did I do this weekend? Not much. Started work at Red Hat this week, so yes, I am now gainfully employed again. Apparently I found out this week that, hey, leaving your job is a life event especially if you are married. That way your spouse can put you on their insurance outside of open enrollment. So now I don't have to go shopping for insurance anymore, which is definitely a load off my shoulders. Let's see here. What else has happened? Oh yeah, I picked up Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Xbox Series X this week. I do not understand, or I don't understand why GTA Online is the main product now. When that game came out, you could only buy GTA 5 and you had to wait for the free online component. But now you buy GTA Online and it comes with, depending on which one you buy, it comes with the story mode. Or you can buy GTA Online by itself and then buy the story mode separately. But you can't just buy the story mode, which I tried to do. Xbox let me do it, but then when I tried to download it, they're like, nah, dog, you can't do that. You need the online part to play the story mode. I'm like, that's $10 and I'm not gonna play that. But I don't think you understood me. The online, you need the online. You need to buy that so you can play this story mode that you bought. No, Xbox, I won't do that. Well, then fine, you just not playing GTA 5 then. To which I got upset, bought the online mode, and then waited a whole day because I had to install the online mode. And it was already like 11 o'clock at night by the time I finished that argument with my Xbox. At least it was $20. At least it was $20. So it wasn't that hard of a hit, but it's still a thing. It's still the thing where if you allow me to buy the game at $10, let me just have that game at $10. Don't force me to buy the part that I don't want. Like, I get it. Like, you have to download Warzone to play the other Call of Duties, but Warzone is free. If GTA Online was free, then okay, I don't care. I will download GTA Online to get access to the story mode that I bought. But don't make me buy the shit that I'm not going to play to get to the part that I want to play. And I'll sit there and say, I will stand up for all the Call of Duty players who say, well, I don't want to play the story mode. I just want to play the multiplayer. Great. Yes, let's split that shit up then. Let me pay $30 for the story mode and y'all can pay $30 for the multiplayer. It's great. We can do that. So bullshit, man. Well, then give me GTA 5 story mode for free then. Just let it be free to play. Like, imagine, where are you gonna find a free to play story mode on anything? Imagine how many downloads of GTA 5 you get if you just made it free. Just, hey, it's just free. Have it. Put it on Game Pass for a bit. I mean, I know it was for the Xbox One, but like, shit, if you gonna sell it for $10 and shit like that, and you make it hand over fist on fucking GTA Online, then fucking put the story mode on damn Game Pass. Let me play it on there. With all that aside, that new GTA 5 is really good. Like, they've put some updates into it. Like, they've updated all the radio stations, all the commercials. Like, I don't think I've ever heard commercials for shark cards. Or at least maybe I wasn't paying attention to the radio stations, but I don't think I've ever heard commercials for shark cards. They've updated the music. Like, so the rap station plays rap or music that I have heard recently, if only in TikTok videos. Like, they've got the fidelity modes, they've got the performance modes, they even have a performance ray tracing mode. I love ray tracing, but I mean, it's not like I'm stopping and looking at shit. I honestly, it's at a point where it's like, I couldn't point at the difference if I was playing the game. But I was watching VG247's video coverage of it, and like, they're doing the thing of, if you are not looking at a building, the reflection in like a puddle of water will go away. But with ray tracing, if you don't look at the building, the reflection will still be in the water, because that's how ray tracing works. Because the building technically didn't disappear. So it's stuff like that. I do not care. For me, it's the playing GTA 5 at 60 frames per second on a console and being able to do it in 4K. So that was nice. Let's see. I also picked up War Groove. Thanks to Kev's suggestion. Which is really nice, and also did not go to bed for a while because I got really into that game. So also last Friday we got so we ordered a bed frame and some night table, like some bedside tables. A few months ago, they were able to deliver the bed frame to us like within a couple of days of us buying it, but we had to wait for the intake. We had to wait for the side tables. So they finally got delivered last Friday. So I'm like, now that I have a proper bedside table, I could like bring things to bed. So I could bring like my Switch to bed. I can bring my iPad to bed and have somewhere for it to sit when I go to bed, when I finally want to go to sleep. So yeah, I decided to bring my Switch. I just downloaded War Groove. So let me test out this nightstand. Yeah, I'll sit there and play the game for probably about an hour and a half. Not wanting to go to sleep. Knowing good well I had to go to work the next day. My wife came and said, "Don't you gotta go to work?" I said, "I do, but this game is so good. And I want to play more of it." But yeah, let's see. What else happened this week? Oh yeah, for me to work in IT for a company that makes Linux, I got a Windows laptop for work, which I immediately took and installed Linux on it after I reached out to IT and said, "Hey, you know I'm going to do this, right?" They're like, "We recommend that you don't," but and they've gotten better about this because I think when I used to work for support, I was like, "Please don't do this. Do not do that." Like, "Oh, you work for this team? Okay, fine. You know what to do." But now they're like, "We recommend that you don't, but if you're going to, here are the instructions on how to do it." I'm like, "Oh, so y'all fully embracing this shit now? Okay, you know what? Fine, cool." And I was so I was so thankful. I followed their instructions. I knew how to do it, but I'm gonna follow your instructions just in case I don't want to miss anything. And surprisingly, I did. I was trying to connect to the VPN and I missed the step. And I was wondering, why is the VPN working? God. I was like, oh, wait, I have to put my username right here. Okay, cool. We're fantastic. I'm glad they provided the instructions because I needed them. It's been years since I've had to do this and I forgot. But yeah, so work has been nice. Going through some training stuff now before they give me some real access to things. Not only has Sin's tweet gone viral, apparently, or viral by my standards at least. Apparently the announcement that I was going to start working at Red Hat kind of caught fire with a whole bunch of people. There are people who like that post that I don't even know. There are people telling me congratulations. I don't even know who you are, how you even found this post. Like, I don't even think we have connections and somehow you found this and you said congratulations. Like, is there a For You page on LinkedIn where you just randomly scroll through random posts? It's like, you're doing a good job. But see, that's the thing. Like, I've looked at, I don't think there's any kind of connection. But I don't know. Maybe there is. I just was looking hard enough. The one person I haven't seen is that random person who messaged Anka said, "Yo, that ain't a good place for black folk. You get your certs and get out." I ain't seen that guy. So I'm ready to see that guy. So you come try me. Nor have I seen that software shinobi guy either, who randomly decided he wanted to message me about some shit. Half the popularity of LinkedIn is companies doing vanity searches. Is that what that is? I mean, look, I can't be too mad at him because, again, I would not have had this job if it wasn't for LinkedIn. So I'm just saying. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I got some stuff going on this weekend, but we'll get into that at the end of the show. For now, I'm going to run a 30-second ad, at least to buy us about an hour or so. and we can get into some of this here news. This is Tech Talk Thursdays, and I'll see you on the other side of this ad. And yes, thank you so much for those who have supported the stream so far and are not seeing that ad. But I do want to recommend that you hit up majors.house/merch. You'll see a bot thing for it in a little bit that reminds you of the link later on. But hey, majors.house/merch is where you can get awesome mugs like this Tech Talk Thursdays mug. You can also get replica t-shirts. You can get mouse pads, desk mats. And I think that's it for now. I eventually have to add more things. I also need to buy a desk mat. But yes, Majors. That wasn't written down. That was all off the top of my head. I imagine we just did. If I remember. If I remember. Like, yeah. Or you know what you could have done? You could have clipped that. It was right there. It was 30 seconds. It was a whole clip. Again, that doesn't work here. The bot that I use does not have that functionality. I didn't develop the bot though. I just host a bot that somebody else developed. It does not have that feature. I don't know what to tell you. I am also not a developer. I feel like I have to constantly remind people of that. I don't develop things. Oh, go away. Remind me later. I will update Wavelink later. Jeez. Anywho, we've got some news to cover this week. And that's not the screen I want. See, damn it, I hate when this shit fucking crashes. Now I don't know where anything is anymore. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I promise. I promise I'm working on it. There we go. Fuck the HDR, dude. I hate this. See, look, computer crashes aren't supposed to happen to me, and this is why I'm so fucking bummed. Computer crashes don't happen to me. They don't. Computer crashes don't happen to me. Anywho, Windows 11 gets a new tabbed interface for File Explorer, finally joining modern OSs like Mac OS and Linux. Microsoft is testing a hidden feature that enables a new tabbed interface for Windows 11 File Explorer, which has been highly requested for years. File Explorer is one of the most commonly used built-in Windows features, allowing you to view a device's file system, access folders, and manage files. While Microsoft briefly tested the feature in 2017 on Windows 10 Insider builds, it was removed soon after from development builds. Wait, you can't hear Sin now? Can you? Hold on. That's why. Wait, so how long have y'all not been able to hear him? Or anybody else for that matter?
What do you mean?
Okay, never mind. It has been going for a while because, or at least, yeah, Rua says, Major, we also can't hear Kev probably saying, yeah, we can't hear Sin. Yeah, so again, when the PC rebooted, it reset like half of the things. Yeah. Probably since the crash. Weird. Yeah. So yeah, it reset half the things on my PC because it's like, Fuck it. Everything's in memory. And we forgot.
Whoop.
As Sin would say, I hate it here. I don't hate it most places. But right now I hate it here. So yeah, Windows 11 is getting a new tab interface for File Explorer. I'm not sure. I can't remember what you were saying, Sin. I know I cut you off after I read that nobody could hear you.
What was I saying?
I don't remember. I know I was talking about HDR and crashes at one point.
It's gone now. Whatever I was
Yeah.
saying, I don't remember.
This is not going to be my best show. I'm just gonna let y'all know.
Okay,
now.
so you know something. This was wonderful. Thank you everybody for
Yep.
being here.
We'll
Go ahead and see you next Thursday.
Just wrap this up. So it's a third place next week. So, oh boy, or is it? No, it's not. No, because it's 31 days. Yes, so we got another week.
Yeah, we got another week before.
We got another week.
Yeah.
YouTube offers up to $300,000 to get podcasters to make videos.
Where's
To
our
which
300,000?
I'm sorry.
I was like, where's our 300,000?
I mean, because hey, YouTube, we're here. We've been here from the beginning. Episode 0 is on your platform.
Yeah.
There are 3 iterations of this show.
Yeah.
No, 2. No, wait. Fuck it. There's only 1. Never mind. There's only 1 iteration of the show on your platform. The other 2 are over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, we've been here since episode 0. Over here at youtube.com/MajorLinux. Please invest in this show at least. I mean, I would say the whole channel, but look, it ain't gotta be like that. Just this show. I'll take that. Please.
What are you telling these people to do?
Invest in Tech Talk Thursdays with this $300,000.
Oh,
I'll take 1,000.
Okay, if you give it away $300,000, if you're giving away any amount of dollars, just go ahead and just slap that over here.
I mean, because we've been here from the jump. YouTube, you already here. You get nothing. Fuck. Ruin, why you gotta come and ruin my good time? I'm just saying. Hold on real quick. Hold on. I just noticed something. I gotta check something real quick. What am I looking for? Hey, iSuperDD. Yo, shout out to iSuperDD.
Hey, DD.
Provided a hint to all the streamers out there who are looking for lights. Shout out to Sin for bringing it to our attention.
It's only on sale for a little bit, so basically by the time you get to the end of this Tech Talk stream, if you haven't bought it, that deal is gone. Go ahead and get into it.
But I posted the link in the chat, so if you hear live, it's over there. You should check on it. But check on it. YouTube, please. Instagram to bring NFTs in the near term till the platform confirms Marky Mark and his funky bunches of oats. So yeah, I feel like more people are trying to get us off of social media, and I might be here for that part. Because I don't want NFTs anywhere. It's bad enough that I don't know what everybody else's Instagram ads look like, but I swear, like, I'm being sold crypto, Forex, NFTs, and sports trading cards. Oh, and Pokemon cards.
Not Pokemon trading cards.
And like the random SoundCloud rapper who's dropping an album coincidentally tomorrow. Every time I open up Instagram every day, they're dropping an album tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Full court press.
I don't know how I feel about all of this. Well, no, I do know how I feel about this. It's gross, it's disgusting, and I wish they would stop. I remember when I was getting ads for like camera equipment and podcast equipment. You know, I'm still using cameras and run a podcast. I would love to get more of those ads. I was more inclined to buy those things. Shit, I bought something off of an Instagram ad once and it was great. Sell me more of those things. Stop selling me fucking crypto and NFTs. Like, fuck.
Mm-hmm. So, sell me wonderful, useless kitchen gadgets. That's what I want.
mean, I take that. Researchers use dirty pipe exploit to fully root a Pixel 6 Pro and a Samsung Galaxy S22. So, not only do you need to hide your Linux computers, hide your Android phones too, because they coming out. They coming for you.
Not my Android. No.
Not yours specifically. I think it's mainly, well, actually no, it could be yours because the dirty pipe exploit only, it seems to only affect newer Linux kernels, which happen to be running on, you know, phones that get the newest updates, which happen to be Pixels and coincidentally the Samsung Galaxy S line. So sure, it can be exploited and there could be some nefarious things going on with your Android phone. But of course, a lot of people in the rooting community are taking a hold of this exploit to fully root their Android devices. However, it is not like a sticky root. So if you were to reboot the phone, it resets and you don't have root anymore. So please be careful. I think it still requires like physical access to the device. Yeah, so it requires local access to the device. So, hey, don't leave your phone every fucking where. Take your phone with you. So yeah.
Imagine.
But yeah, so be careful out there. And hey, if you're a rooter, this might be something that interests you. Just don't turn off your phone and let your battery die. Hey, remember back when Netflix was, you know, doing some tests with regards to people sharing passwords? It seems like they've concluded that test, and now they're trying to see if they want to charge people for sharing their Netflix passwords. So I will put this to my co-host here, because I know we've had some discussions about this before. Would you be okay if Netflix charged you a fee for you to share your Netflix password?
No, because I don't share my network. I don't share my password.
Well, then you don't have anything to worry about. But if you did,
I still wouldn't. Because I was like, well, it would be like, it would just not work out for me, because it would be like, yo, Discord calls. Everybody link up. We're watching like Love is Blind. We're doing a marathon of Love is Blind. We're watching that.
so like your cousin, or, you know, it's like, hey, can I borrow your Netflix password?
No.
You say get your own?
Yeah, get your own. Yeah. I'm very much I said once an old racist used to say, never a borrower nor a lender be. So, and that old racist was right. So I ain't letting nobody borrow mine, and I'm not, lending mine out. So, like, I'm not taking nobody else's. I'm like, if we want to sit down in the Discord call and have a conversation, sure, definitely. All like we want to sit down and get in Discord and watch some Love Is Blind or watch some B Stars or whatever. Hey, totally okay. But if it's a combination of yo, no, we should. Yeah, hey guy, let me get that let me get that Netflix password. I'm like, nah, bro, get your own, chief.
So how do you feel about how do you feel about a potential policy change where that's something that they would do?
I think it's kind of weird because they're not losing market share for people sharing their passwords because they're just charging people anyway. They've charged us more anyway. Like they're charging people for like the same thing for the same content anyway. So
I mean, they could make the argument, which they would be right, that they've been adding more original content.
Right.
And they're technically losing their licensed content because those who they were licensing from have then spun up their own platforms like NBC, Disney.
Right. So in that respect, I can understand that because like just as you say, they're spinning up their own content because they're losing content. That's fine. But to say like, hey guys, we're going to charge you for using, for having more users on it, then, that's kind of weird. Or they could have just said, hey guys, we're thinking about doing a family plan. You and 3 other authorized users can split your Netflix costs across it. That would have trended a lot better as opposed to doing like family plans thusly, as opposed to like everybody has their own individual login, but they only pay like X amount. They could do like split. They could do like one big fee. They could do like split fees. So it's like instead of it being like 15 for you, 15 for you, 15 for you, it could be like $5 a piece or whatever. Like the more people you have, the more it spreads out, and they still get more whatevs. But to be like,
so do you think it would work? So do you think this will work better if they just put some marketing behind it and say, instead of us charging you more because you're sharing the password, we're just going to convert your plan to a family plan?
I think that would make more sense.
Like they would just automatically convert it.
Right.
Because this is what this seems like. They're going to just automatically just charge people more if they realize that's what's happening.
Right.
So at this point, we're saying, instead of like, no, we're just going to charge you because you're sharing it. So no, we're just going to charge you because it appears you want to be on a family plan. So here's the family plan now.
Right. And basically being like, hey, if you're doing this, might want to stop otherwise we're going to convert you to a family plan.
Can we just talk about these platforms just being bold about saying things like they forget that the reason why they have income and all this other stuff is because people use their platform?
I mean, we can say that, but that's also the thing too. Like we can look at what happened with Super Lewis. Hey, I created this content, but you just took my content and shared it with people who aren't necessarily paying or rightly attributing it to me. Like you are now making money off of this. It's like, but I mean, for them, it's like you're diluting. I mean, we can look at it like a big corporation, but at the same time, it's like, hey, you only paid for you to access this, but now 5 people get access to it. You are now diluting this, and we're losing money because of it. Like, sure, you paid for it, but now there are 5 people who are watching it, 4 of which aren't paying for it. And that's still technically theft. I mean, again, it may not be the thing you want to hear, but that's what that is still.
Technically theft?
Or it is theft.
So basically, okay, so if I take my television and I just decide I'm going to watch Netflix in the backyard, everybody who passes by to casually glance at the screen is stealing? Is that what you mean to tell me? Look, now you're getting into NFL territory. I don't get the NFL rules, but the thing is, like when you are sharing a locked account, you are sharing that account. Like that is actually quantifiable at that point. Yeah, I can't sit there and say like, yeah, if your TV was in the backyard or you decided to put up a 100-inch screen and do you do a drive-in, that's
clearer than if people just walked past your backyard, or if you had a TV on and somebody drove past your house and they could see that one frame of Beastars. Is that stealing?
Well, I mean, this is basically at the amounts that we're talking about.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. So you mean like whole people just have whole living rooms full of people borrowing their either watching their Netflix account or whatever, and not like, oh, I don't know, like 2 people.
But see, I feel like we're splitting hairs, because what you're also talking about is a technology that somebody tried to develop at one point, where it was a device that would watch how many people were looking at a piece of content and would try to charge by the amount of eyes or faces or people it saw, which I feel like is too much. But with Netflix, you actually would have I'm pretty sure it's like, hey, if this is an account for a household, you pay for that household to access Netflix. Like, that's like, for me, all of my Apple TVs have access to my Netflix account. So it doesn't matter who in my house is watching. Even if my family were to come over and they turn it on and I'm not watching Netflix, Netflix isn't going to hit me for that, because my account is tied to my house. It's tied to my home. Once they detect that that's no longer the case, if I took that Netflix account somewhere else and it started appearing in multiple locations, that obviously I cannot be in 5 places at one time watching 5 different things on Netflix, then yeah, like they will look and say, okay, that's stealing. We can't control how many people just walked by your house and saw your TV, or in your house and saw what you were watching on TV, but we can't control how many households your account is in. Okay. I feel like that's what they're getting at.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, why don't they just do IP limiters and call that one a day?
I mean,
they have the technology for this for like forever. Look at iTunes.
Yeah, they could, but they would rather make money than not restrict the access.
So they're going to restrict the access by doing this. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all have that one. I want y'all to make that make sense, because the people that you are excluding are not going to go, you know what? I guess I'm gonna go buy that Netflix account now because I'm going to have to do that. That's not what's going to happen. Like the people that you were just like, if I'm sharing my password with 3 people and Netflix goes, okay, no more sharing passwords. You get 1 account. It's locked to the IP at your house. The 3 people that are sharing that are absolutely not going to go, well, I guess I'm going to go buy that Netflix account now. That's not going to happen. Not in a country full of people where most of the time people are choosing between rent and ramen. Are you kidding me?
That part. They're just using it. And then when they don't have access to it, they just stop using it. And they'll be like, all right.
Like, that's the thing. If there were a clear through line of you being like, 1, we're losing funds. 2, this would convert into funds in some other means if we do this, then, I mean, whether I like it or not, that seems reasonable. That's not going to be a thing. You're just like, okay, well, instead of, me plus however many people watching on my account, is going to be me watching on my account and 4 other accounts you still don't have.
Right. That part. Because it
also,
just be like...
hold on for a second.
Yeah, and it really just charges like the individual who shared it, as opposed to producing more, end users, more active users, more concurrent users. Because it really just like, oh, well, sorry guy, I got to take the password away. Oh man, it's cool, it's all good. And then they just kind of go off doing their own thing. Like,
I think the argument is too is like, for that person who is subscribed to Netflix, who again, let's say that's me, right? I'm already sitting there paying God knows what for Netflix, and technically, like, I'm not the one watching Netflix like that anyway. Mm-hmm. I feel like if this were to happen to me, if this were to happen to me, I wouldn't mind sharing it. Again, and it goes back to what we were saying before. Yeah, if you marketed this different, then sure, it would take the sting out of it.
Right.
Like,
Not even
like
if it would
again,
take the stick out of it, it would probably make a better incentive.
but
If
that's what
you
I'm,
tell
but that's what I'm
me-
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, instead of saying, "Hey, because I see that you're sharing your password, I'm just going to charge you more." If you say, "Hey, I see you're sharing your password. Maybe you should consider a family plan, or we'd have to do an IP limit."
Yeah. That part.
You know,
Either
like,
way. Either
and I
way,
mean,
either
either
way,
of those
you
would have been
draw-
fine
you
because
draw a better line in the sand than being like, "Hey, yo, we're gonna charge you more because you got more people using your password." It smacks a little different. It smacks a little different.
Yeah.
and it's one of those things like it could have been. It's one of those things that I guess there's. Never mind my various feelings about the concept of, and I put this in heavy quotes for a whole bunch of reasons we're not going to get into in this episode, theft from large corporations with an unspeakable amount of money, right? There's also just there's a goal and an objective that you have. I understand that you're so much of a household name or what have you, but there isn't, like, you have seen the rise and fall of things that we thought were going to last forever in terms of technology. Y'all like could afford to be like, let's think about a way to tactfully say the thing that we want to say to the client base that we have, rather than being like, we're going to put on our policing pants and start cracking down on these accounts. Y'all aren't the police. You are Netflix. And before that happened, we knew where to find the content we wanted to find when we needed to find it. And we will be able to do that again without you if we had to do it. But also, you could have just been, could have just done what Major said, which was go, hey, so we're seeing this, we're noticing this. This is what we want to offer you as an opportunity. Hey, at the end of the month, we're going to start adding IP limits to the accounts and everything else. But if you have some friends that you like watching things with and you want to share that account with them, here's an account type that we have that'll support that. Here's how it works. Here are the details. Here's what the difference in charges are going to be. And you can feel free to make that informed decision in the next 60 to 90 days.
One, that was Kev who suggested that, not me.
Well, I mean,
two,
didn't
like,
you just...
I was just reiterating what Kev said.
This is,
yeah.
See, this is the appropriate attribution thing. But also, to come to the attribution thing, because, since we're here, I feel like what happened to Super Lewis was different. Not because someone saw saw the content on a completely different platform than actually, that's pretty much the reason. There is, hey, you're sharing passwords with your friends or whatnot, versus I stole an entire movie from Netflix and just put it on a completely different platform altogether that I tried to build on the backbone of Stadia.
I mean, yeah, if you compare it like that, sure, those are two different things. But essentially what I am saying in the draw of those conclusions is you are taking content that does not belong to you and just freely disseminating it through another channel. You are sharing your passwords to allow people to access things that they did not have access to prior. That's what that's how I'm drawing that connection. Also, to go back off of this too, I don't think that Netflix is going to automatically just start charging people once they detect it. I think it's a thing of they're going to give the warning if they go through with this. Hey, we see that you're doing this. If you continue to do so, we're going to make the change.
I'm trying to figure out what the difference is for them, honestly and truly, between two people doing it in two different places and two people doing it in the same place.
Well, if you're doing it in the same place, it's conceivable that you live together and again, your partner, your family, and that's the family account. As opposed to living in two separate places and we're watching vastly different content, even if you have different profiles, you're watching vastly different content at the same time. And even if it's two people, they probably won't notice. If it's 3, 4 people, then they're like, okay, yeah, something's not right here.
So what Major is low-key saying here is mind who you share your hookups with.
Yeah,
That's the takeaway for me.
Yeah. I mean, I take the Kevin approach. Like, nobody just has my Netflix account.
That part.
My wife doesn't even have it. Like, I share it to her through Bitwarden. She doesn't have the password, but she knows how to copy the password into Netflix, and it will log in.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that's just like, for me, all this is just a matter of security. Do not share your fucking passwords. I don't give a shit what account it is.
Yeah, that's part of the commandments on that one. That's
like, I get that you're trying to help out the homie and get him that content because he's struggling right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sharing my password with you. That's just the issue for me. It's not so much like I'm not greedy. I'm just like, I'm not giving you my password. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. I would be like, might I suggest Crackle or Tubi or Retro Crush? I would suggest those.
Look, Tycho gave me a list of IPTV channels.
Pluto TV. Pluto TV is really good, and it's free, and it has all the good shows on it. So definitely check that out too.
Look, Dee, that's everything. My wife does not know any of the house passwords, any of my passwords. I've agreed to let it go once I have let go of my mortal coil. That's it. As long as I am still drawing breath on this green earth, she ain't getting them passwords. And that's on everything. Security first. I'm sorry. This is how it is.
Yes, Crackle, Sanders. That's still a thing. Surprisingly.
In Apple news, scammers have been using Apple's TestFlight to distribute malicious iOS apps. So you know the whole thing where Apple says, yeah, we don't want to open up the App Store because, you know, people could do bad things if we open it up. Apple also allows for people to distribute malicious applications to iPhones, period, without any supervision.
So what you saying is Apple's argument was bullshit?
Kinda. Or the fact that, you know, hackers are just smarter than the average bear. But I would also like to say Apple's argument is bullshit. Because yes, TestFlight, which is the pipeline that they use to allow for developers to allow anybody to test beta applications once they sign up. It's about the equivalent of going to a website and it's like, hey, this app isn't on the Google Play Store, but if you go to settings and allow unknown apps or apps from unknown sources and then sideload this application, then you can have this app and oh no, my phone's hacked.
Right.
It's the same fucking thing. You go to a website, they say, hey, install TestFlight, join our beta. You could join the beta, download the malicious app, and oh no, my phone is hacked.
Right, but instead of it being like, hey yo, go to this sketchy place over here, it's mostly like Apple's pilot program being like, or you could just come through the pilot program.
And it looks nice and friendly because it runs through Apple shit.
Right. It's literally it's like you know them like front, like you watch like the gangster movies and they have like the front shop and it's the shop, but then you go around the corner and you be like, what's the password? And then it's like, Montague, and then you go back and it's a speakeasy. That's pretty much what it's going down as.
I'm trying to see if I can find it, but because I know I joined Target's TestFlight, but apparently there's no way to. The Target app beta program. No, that's not it. Yeah, apparently the link. Apparently, there's no page for it that I can easily access. But yeah, Like, Apple just made a way for people to do that. But of course, and this is the lovely part. This is the lovely, lovely, lovely part to all of this. The people who are getting bit. Some of the victims who contacted us reported that they had been instructed to install what appeared to be BTC Box, an app for a Japanese cryptocurrency exchange.
Oop.
We also found fake sites that posed as cryptocurrency mining firm Bitfury peddling fake apps through TestFlight. We continue to look for other crypto ROM apps using the same approach. It's almost like crypto, in all of its forms, is a fucking scam.
That's what I'm saying. I pretty much all I hear when it comes to crypto is like porn and drugs and scams now.
Fucking
Like, I need something to buy porn and drugs with.
I mean, I'll buy with cold hard cash. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing?
I mean that's all I hear when people like, oh, crypto, porn and drugs. That's it.
I mean, I don't do drugs, but shit, I'll buy porn.
Kevin said hookers and blow. But also major. See, you're not white enough for this conversation. Let me help you. The purpose is for you to do things, but for you to not get caught doing those things. You can't look like you bought something if you didn't spend actual money.
Who do I need to be worried about getting caught from? Like,
you know something? I'm just gonna look at you and go, I'm just saying people have been known to do that in high profile situations.
I'll call her right now. Shit. We've talked about this. The only reason why I haven't really gotten into OnlyFans is because yeah, there's those the conversation's not necessarily with her, but it's just how do I not tie? Yeah, there are other things. There are other things that I'm worried about. But I will definitely use my card. It's fine with me. I don't care. Anywho, I ain't the one that got to worry about these damn bogus ass TestFlight apps though. See, these motherfuckers be trying to hide. That's their problem.
Mind you, I'm trying to figure out how you.
I'm not trying to buy crack though.
Major, I'm not speaking about you at this moment.
No, I'm talking to Ruin.
I don't know how y'all aren't getting caught when, according to everything, although things are very decentralized and everything else, we still have an ongoing ledger of accurate accounts for things.
Gasp!
And people can just read. You know what?
This because we have our own credit cards too.
Don't have the CC again.
That's because we have our own credit cards. The unfortunate bit is I have her passwords. Not because I asked for them, it's because she can't remember them.
And the oop.
I don't want them. I don't want to know her passwords. But I don't want to get into all of her shit because she can't get into it. And every time I says, why aren't you using Bitwarden? This is why we have it set up. This is why I bought a family plan. Let's put it out there. She couldn't remember her master password. I don't think well, you would have to have a master password. I don't know. She's never asked me to log into her Bitwarden account, so. In more Apple news, a sad bit of Apple news. Apple hit with a lawsuit for alleged sexual harassment on Apple TV film set. Alicia Kelly claims the Cupertino company did not do anything to protect her from sexual harassment while working in a COVID-19 support role on set. Working on emancipation in New Orleans and Georgia, Kelly says her boss sexually assaulted her in a hotel. According to her complaint, her boss continued to sexually harass her during this time. What the fuck, man?
Gross.
And I was like, yeah, we ain't got nothing to say about this right now. This ain't a great time to be silent, though, Apple.
You being real quiet, Tim.
Oh, wow. Not y'all trying to join the ranks of your brethren in the gaming industry for this California lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
In this California lawsuit.
I'll be like, the state of California is like, we have many hands for many people.
No, they're honestly running out of hands. They're probably running out of pens and ink too. They're probably almost out of paper.
They out there throwing like fingernails. They ain't got nothing left. All the hands are left. They are out
But
here
you know,
throwing
but
fingernails.
lest we forget that, you know, they recommended that there shouldn't be any investigations into civil rights issues within the company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the shoulders are like, yeah, fuck that. No, we need a third party, please. Seems like the right call to me. And that's it for the tech news. Before this ad starts again, I'm going to start off real early. I'm going to run another 30-second ad while we get ready for games.
Go get a snack and a beverage.
Go get a snack and a beverage. We'll be back with more Tech Talk Thursdays here at twitch.tv/Major Linux. I want to take this time to remind everybody, hey, go check out your boy. It's your boy Kev, Kevy Kev, Monday through Thursday, and sometimes on Fridays, twitch.tv/KevEKev, as he plays Lost Ark and a smattering of this little sprinkling of other games. And sometimes just chat, chill stream where he's watching YouTube videos of people cooking shit, building shit, cleaning shit, talking about tech shit, gaming shit, all the other types of shit. Definitely check him out live, twitch.tv/KevEKev. And we're back with more gaming news, with some gaming news. We go to the other side. Google was doing some developer summit meetings this week. I think GDC is happening this week. And Google has had some knowledge to drop on some people. First off, they have Play As You Download coming soon to Android 12, as they also launch their partner program for games. Apparently, Google is going to be rolling out a feature that will allow you to play games while the rest of it is downloading. Now, tell me where you've heard this before. Sounds like an Xbox thing? Maybe a PlayStation thing? I think that's pretty cool. Maybe some bigger games are coming down the pipeline that will be able to be played on your Android device. And look, you ain't gotta wait. You can download NBA 2K22 on your Android phone and play that that little silent basketball mode while you wait for the rest of the basketball to download.
Indeed.
In more Google news, Stadia's load change porting will help bring more Windows games from devs like Still Wool Studios. We are getting close to that mythical port button, as so many gamers wish actually existed when they wonder why their favorite game on one platform isn't on another. For those who do not know, Google Stadia's limited gaming selection is mainly tied to the fact that their games are running on Linux. There is no conversion layer, so they can't just get a whole bunch of Windows games running on their Linux servers and expect it to work in Stadia. Most, if not all, of their games are native Linux games or ports of Linux games. But they are making it easier for studios to bring their Windows games and be able to port it over to their Linux servers to be played on Stadia. It's part of their work in progress Stadia porting toolkit, and they've signed over. They've bought studios, Wired Productions, Handy Games, Legacy Games, Milestone, SRL, Nacon, Paradox Interactive, Saber Interactive, Steel Wool Studios, Team 17, and Wired. Oh, I'm sorry, they said Wired Productions. Well, the consoles are exactly the same. They both run AMD, but one runs DirectX and the other one doesn't. And this is probably good news for Stadia to, allow a technology like this, because, and I wish I had a Nigodamus hat. I really do. Because I called this from the
We're going to go ahead and say we're going to see that in the merch store in 2 or 3 weeks.
It'd be nice, but I don't think Stream Elements makes, hats like that. But yes, called this from the very beginning, and it's finally happening. Stadia is getting, wait, no, this isn't it. This ain't it. I mixed it up. But this is also good news. Stadia is getting a public accountless store to easily find games and free demos. So essentially, you can go to a website, say, I want to see what Stadia has without having to create an account. Or, I don't know, if it's a free demo, let me just play the fucking game. Why do I need to have an account to play something that's free? I don't know if I want to be here. Even though at this point, how many people don't have Google accounts by now? But, I digress. Now I think I'm here. The Nigodamus hats need to exist because, again, I've been calling this from the very beginning. Oh, wait. There we go. The heart of Google Stadia tech is now being licensed out. It has finally happened. The only way Stadia is good, and yes, you're right, Rowan, we're all looking at Nintendo for this one. At the Google for Games Developer Summit, the company announced that it's going to sell the underlying tech as Google Cloud service called Immersive Stream for Games. Ooh. The keynote showed a presentation of Batman Arkham Asylum running on AT&T's mobile devices, showing that there's no longer any Stadia or even Google branding. Which I think we talked about this before. Like AT&T was whiteboxing Google Stadia. So apparently that was a test, and now the test is done, and Google said, we are willing to sell this to more people. Google obviously has a scale that this could be an attractive proposition for some companies. When the reports started flying around about this pivot, Bungie and Capcom were rumored as being interested in using the tech for their own purposes. Which, if I'm not mistaken, Bungie was using it for Bungie was using it for Destiny 2 development during the pandemic. Google being Google, it is also aiming wider than the obvious. Another client announced last year was the fitness bike maker Peloton, with a game called Lane Break getting a closed demo.
Okay.
So again, hate to say I told you so. No, I love it. I told you so. Told y'all this is what they needed to do.
Speak it.
It's the best decision they've ever made about Stadia.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of games in the cloud, the cloud service you love to hate, you might actually love now. Xbox Xbox Cloud Gaming for iPhone and iPad becomes smoother and more responsive in latest update. Now, I wanted to call bullshit on this, because there ain't no way. Like, what, they just made it from like worse to just slightly less worse? No, boo-boo. Oh no. xCloud on iOS. We here. We here now. We are here.
We're good.
We are here. On wireless.
That's good to hear.
I played Windjammers, and it was amazing. I played Mortal Kombat, and it was I played Injustice, and it was amazing. I played Killer Instinct, and it was amazing. Forza, not so much, but again, I understand it's a racing game. Not every game is built for this.
Mm-hmm.
But fighting games, that's where you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good.
That's good to hear. Because
I wanted to play more. That's how
Right.
good it was.
Because see, that's actually pretty good, because when you have like fighting games, that input lag would definitely kill. On it.
It's not 100%. It's not like playing native. I will give you
Right.
that. But it is damn near close. And even with Forza, I felt like, you know how like Stadia was talking about that negative latency thing? I almost felt like that's what Microsoft was kind of using for Forza. Because sometimes it felt like the car was going where I wanted it to go before I made it go. But then there was other times it's like I'm hitting left and you're not doing anything, or it held the left input longer than I wanted it to, so my car just veered off the road. But it is there. If you have Game Pass and you have an iPhone or an iPad, check it out. I might have to do a little something. I just might. Got all these damn webcams at home now. I can fucking do something.
Do a little something.
But it is there. It is. I am like this close to recommending cloud gaming with Game Pass now. I mean, shit. Like, if you got Game Pass, like, I'm gonna say, like, look, just go for it. Try it for yourself.
Real talk, definitely try it, because the bit that I did try, I tried a little Hades on the cloud using it, and it wasn't too bad.
What were you using for it?
I was using the S.
See, yeah, like for me, it's the iOS bit.
Oh, okay.
It's just the iOS bit, and I guess I guess when looking at it from that lens, sure, then I am definitely I'm limiting myself, because I'm only testing this on an iPhone or iOS device. Where sure, if you had a console, then yeah, it will work. If you had an Android, I'm pretty sure it will work better than an iPhone, because it is a native thing, as opposed to playing it in a browser. But yeah, for me trying to play this shit on a browser, and I think that's what it is. Like, playing it on a browser is not a great experience. Because, like, there's no native app. I wonder if there was a native app. And actually, as a matter of fact, when there was a native app, when I was playing the Master Chief Collection on my iPad, when they were testing the app from xCloud, it was good. But yeah, coming through that browser, it was the worst. But yeah, if you have an iOS device, you got xCloud, go for it. I am. It's got a seal from me. Oh, let's see here. And more Microsoft news. If you have an Xbox, Microsoft is asking, please switch it to energy saver mode. Don't use the standby. Just switch it to energy saver. If you are sending games to your console, it'll still download. Just it won't do it instantly.
Mm-hmm. Good to know.
Yeah, just saving energy. Just doing your part for the environment. What is the difference? So energy saver, like it shuts the system off a little bit deeper than what it is on standby. And what it'll do, it's like the PS3 from back in the day, whereas like when you turn it off, but you had like the automatic updates turned on. Like I guess like the Xbox will turn on every so often, check to see if there's a thing it needs to update or download, and it'll pull that for you.
Yeah.
Or else it'll just stay off. Or it'll just cut back off. It's all right, cool. It's not here. We'll just go back to sleep. As opposed to standby, it's kind of like on and ready to go. Because like, yeah, on standby with the Xbox Series X, like you hit that power button, shit's on.
Right.
I forgot that I did that the other night. So when I turned it on last night to play, was it Grand Theft Auto? It did the whole boot sequence with the Xbox logo. I said, wait, what the fuck happened to my Xbox? Oh, that's right. It was on energy saver. So it's doing the whole ass cold boot now, which is fine. I don't care waiting a few seconds. Also, speaking of waiting in Grand Theft Auto, the load times on these new games are amazing. You are not waiting minutes. And when you are switching between characters, you were switching in seconds and not like going up, hanging out in the sky, and is hoping that sometime in the next 5 minutes it'll find the character you were switching to.
Right. Like it's actually pretty cool. Like I've literally seen like Michael be like mid city, and then it'll like go up, search for Trevor, and he's right there in Blaine County, and it's like boop. Like real quick. Yeah,
it's like seconds, and it is insane. Like I wanted to play the game up to that point because they were talking about how fast it was. Was like, no, I need to see this myself. But it was just like even booting into the story mode was quicker than it ever has been, even on like a PC. But yeah, switching between characters was like, oh my god, it was so good. And yes, it is like rest mode on PS5. Yes, Sin?
Did y'all catch that? Okay, so this is going to sound like weird for the section that we're in, but I just happened to notice. Did y'all catch that they made like a little UI change to this sidebar for the chat list and things?
Huh?
If you are on Twitch, you know there's an icon at the top right of the screen where you can see a list of all the people who are in chat if you're in the web browser, right?
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, it's not showing up for me here, or at least in one of the ones I'm looking at. Give me a second.
Yeah, it literally shows broadcaster. It's like a section.
Oh wait, well, like broadcasters, moderators, and then actual viewers.
Yeah.
Yep. Now those sections
I've
have always been
that.
there, but well, I mean, these sections have always been there. They weren't there the last time I looked at one of these panels, so I'm guessing this was like a change in the last day or two.
Yeah, I could have sworn I've seen this for a while.
No, I
have. Well, no, the thing is, that section of chat has been there, but the particular thing I'm referencing, because I was in a chat earlier today and did not see this side panel. Like,
can you screenshot that? Maybe we're not looking at. Can you screenshot it? I'm not seeing the same. I'm not. So what?
So here, send me a screenshot of what you're seeing. Drop that on in the Discord there.
Yeah, drop that in the Discord real quick.
I mean, I can just show it in chat. It's like right here. So this is what I'm seeing. I mean, in stream. Like, I got it sitting on the stream right now.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like that for me.
Oh.
It looks like, okay, here, let me show you. It looks like this for me right now. So they made some weird UI change, and I don't know if it's just like a thing that you have to refresh and so you can see how it propagates, but like all of those groups are collapsible now.
Okay, no, I have not seen this. So
Yeah,
this is what we're referring. This is what they're referring to. This.
Yeah, like you can show that to chat. It's really interesting.
Like
it's like the whole thing is just it's collapsible. So like you can just go broadcaster moderators and things like that, and you can change what that view looks like. So like now I'm getting this. Why did they do that?
That's interesting. Oh, Twitch and the things that they do.
Also, hold on for a moment. In the screenshot that you just sent, I don't know what's happening in the screenshot that you just sent, but I also just noticed that there's a filter at the top. I can type in a username and it will just bring me one if I want to look for one. There's next to each name, there's a whisper function, and there's also like it's a hidden button. Like it's only visible on hover, and I'm just like, I have feelings about that type of UI, but never minding that. There's a button there on that panel that you can hover on, and it will let you see whether or not you want to gift a sub to somebody or send them a DM.
Y'all, the PlayStations are watching.
Yep. And the names are searchable too. So like you got a whole thing that you have like a search feature, you have the whisper feature, and you have a button that lets you like click on a person and like gift them a DM or send them like whatever.
Ruin over here feeling himself a distinguished member of the community.
Fils-Aime.
I mean, that's all. Look, that was to let you be able to stream. I mean, that was to allow people to chat without having them put their cell phone numbers in.
But that
just made me feel bad. But now
that's remarkable. I'm very curious about why they did this.
No, I'm upset.
Because this wasn't here, like this hasn't always been here. This is here this was put here like in the last day or two. I'm curious about this.
I'm a see the way Twitch said it. But speaking of fast load times and not being able to do it on PCs, the Direct Storage API is officially available for PCs, baby.
Hey.
The one thing that console gamer or the current gen of console gamers had above us PC folks is our shit loads super fast. But guess what, motherfucker? We just entered the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we got faster SSDs. Yeah. And faster GPUs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, the Direct Storage API, which allows storage to talk directly to the video, to your video card. I'm sorry. Let's explain. I'm sorry. Microsoft in late 2020 announced Direct Storage as a new API in the DirectX family, focused on delivering faster I/O performance for games to yield quicker game load times and more expansive virtual worlds. After being in a limited developer preview since last year, today Microsoft is making the Direct Storage API broadly available. Games must explicitly make use of the Direct Storage API, but in doing so should yield significantly quicker game load times and allow for heavier I/O usage, such as for larger maps and textures without hurting the system performance. It'll be interesting to see if Steam Play and/or Wine aims to provide a compatible. This, because remember, this is a Linux blog, so yes, we're going to talk about things in Linux. Aims to provide a compatible implementation of Direct Storage. Mapping the new storage API to I/O U-Ring might be possible for more efficient I/O handling, and the GPU decompression seems like it should be workable to implement atop Vulkan. Linux's storage stack itself is constantly improving, as we frequently report on, with new per-core IOPS records being frequently set. It's also worth noting, at least for now, direct storage only supports reads and not disk writes. These load time differences were like 4 seconds to any one game. I do, because now I want to go faster. When I played GTA 5 and they updated with direct storage, when I switched from Michael to Franklin, I wanted to just not even go into the sky. It just darts through the city. Doesn't even have a chance. It just goes boom, and you're already there. It just goes boom, 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 boom. Just boom. You don't even see it rise. Gotta wait for devs to build their games with this in mind. I'm assuming, yes, that's exactly what you have to do. So again, we're gonna get that. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic, and I'm gonna be able to load my games faster on my PC than I will on my Xbox Series X, and that makes me happy. Hopefully we'll see this, because it is directly involved in DirectX. A lot of these new Microsoft titles that may be coming out, maybe not, that's already been announced, but the ones that will be announced maybe later this year will have direct storage capabilities, and I cannot wait. But I don't know of any games other than maybe Forza that I would want to play, but Forza may not be coming out. Oh, excuse me. And more Microsoft news, but also including other people. Wow, Gearbox is getting in on this. But EA, Gearbox, and Microsoft protest anti-LGBTQ plus efforts in Texas. EA, Gearbox, and Microsoft have added their voices to a letter asking Governor Greg Abbott to abandon efforts to vilify parents helping their transgender child access medically necessary age-appropriate healthcare in the state of Texas. 65 companies have signed the letter organized by Human Rights Campaign, which ran in the Dallas Morning News yesterday, or March 11th, 2022. More than 60 major companies are calling on officials in Texas and across the country to abandon discriminatory efforts against trans youth and all LGBTQ plus people. Discrimination is bad for business, bad for employees, and bad for families. End quote.
When Randy Magic Man Pitchford is saying that you're a bad person, is calling you out, sir, it's time to pack it up, my chief.
He's a bad person.
He's a bad person. I'm guessing a bad person, but wow.
Other signatories include Google, IBM, Edelman, Yahoo, and Meta, and I believe Apple as well. I did see an article about this in 9 to 5 Mac from the Apple side.
Yep.
The head greases himself. The Reginator is back in the news.
Not Mr. Fils-Aime.
And he says Facebook don't know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to the metaverse. And he said it with his whole 7-foot chest. I said, how tall is Reggie Fils-Aime? He seems like he's a very big dude.
Hold on, let me go. Hey Google, how tall is Reggie Fils-Aime?
Reggie Fils-Aime is 6 feet 2 inches tall.
My man
so
said
not that tall, but he's taller than me, but
yeah. In my heart of hearts, I believe he's 7 foot. But
yeah. His body will forever be ready.
Yeah, body will.
So my body is ready, but Facebook is not.
Yep.
Man says, quote, Facebook itself is not an innovative company.
Oh, the disrespect just. Oh, okay. I mean, he's not wrong, but he didn't have to say it like that.
Say it again. Say it again.
Facebook itself is not an innovative company.
Hell not. Out here sitting on their laurels. than fucking around with the metaverse with just VR chat.
I mean, do we
VR
want to
chat.
be? How spicy do we want to be about it? Facebook hasn't innovated since Google Plus.
Wow. Well, hold on, because that we might actually have some information for you on that. They quote, they have either acquired interesting things like Oculus and Instagram, which was before Google Plus, or they've been a fast follower of people's ideas.
The latter,
Which was absolutely Google Plus.
yeah.
I don't think their current definition will be successful.
Yep, because that's all. That's all Facebook does. It'd be like, hey, I'm gonna throw some money at it and make it my own, and not really support it, but it's mine, and give it mine.
When the Reginator comes for your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Innovative? Innovative.
Metaverse.
Well, you know this man BX all day. I think he is from the Bronx, right? He's from New York City, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me ask Google. Hey Google, where's Reggie Fils-Aime from?
Reggie Fils-Aime was born in the Bronx.
Ah, BX all day.
Yeah. You can say, when you see these dogs in the yard, you know I'm upstairs going hard. When you see these Yoshis in the yard, you know upstairs I'm doing hard.
Oh my God.
I didn't think, what is the Yoshi does? Oh,
Yoshi.
I don't know.
Nyang nyang.
Hold on, damn it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
let me type that up again,
out.
Nintendo fan. I'm just gonna put it above my
Yep, just go ahead.
Yoshi fan.
Yeah, just go ahead and put it on you, right?
No
there.
Yoshi fan, Major Leagues. But yo, BXK Hars at yo, Facebook, innovative, nigga, please.
Especially when you out here like trying to love on fucking Edison and shit, and I'll be like, see, that makes even more sense.
I want to see Reggie Fils-Aime in some Timbs.
Tim's, a big starter jacket.
Yes.
Yeah.
A pair of cargo pants and a vest.
Let's go.
What?
With a like a football jersey or something like that. Let's just like go full 90s for this.
Let's go. The part that got me fucked up is white people going bing bong, not understanding is black people mimicking the sound Siri makes when she look at things up. Oh, is that what that is? I did not know that.
No, it isn't. It's not. It's the sound of train doors opening and closing for the Metro Transit Authority.
That's what I thought.
Because they have the sound at the beginning of every episode that they're imitating.
I didn't think Siri did bing bong.
It'd be like,
It would be fun. That being said, if I could get Siri to do that though, if I could do that
Bing
today, it would be right now. I would just be like, could you imagine me like having a hit of nostalgia every time I try to search for something on my iPhone because it sounds like the opening of a subway train door?
Like, yo, girl, bing bong.
When I used to have an iPhone, I would always ask Siri pertinent questions, being like, one of the two questions, like who shot first, and then of course the classic, who runs Barter Town? Master Blaster. And I'm like, yep, you know.
Wait. Who runs Bartertown?
Master Blaster runs Bartertown.
Tell him, Siri.
Who shot first?
Han Solo shot first.
The way that we are pop quizzing Siri on this stuff right now.
Who killed Biggie?
I don't know how to respond to that.
I think that's
Is Tupac still alive?
Tupac Shakur was born June 16th, 1971, and
She don't know.
or she knows she ain't saying.
You right. There you go. That's it.
Siri know like shit. I'm minding my own damn business.
She don't know.
It's like y'all asked Siri a question and Siri said,
I don't know what you're talking about, dog.
I'd be like, would you like to know about the weather? I'd be like, Siri be like,
Look, Siri harder than the rest of us. That's all that is. In PlayStation news, if you like Fall Guys, you're gonna have to re-download it after this newest update.
why?
We're working closely with the good folks at PlayStation to make the process as smooth as possible, and the new Fall Guys PlayStation launcher will be the exact same game you know and love, just with a few tweaks under the hood.
okay. Lord, I ain't played Fall Guys in years.
So apparently, it's like you're just downloading a new executable.
Okay.
So it's not like you have to delete it and then get the new one. It's just going to delete a new one. It's going to download a new one and you can delete the old one. I asked Google Assistant, where is Tupac right now? It brought up results for Hit 'Em Up lyrics.
Google's just like, once again, we're not trying to get into that. Mind your business.
Would you like a song? Imagine if Issa Rae gave that to you. It's like, okay, all right, I see what you're doing, Issa. Also, I meant to point this out too. The fact that Google Assistant was Reggie Fils-Aime. It's Fils-Aime. Maybe I should ask Siri. Maybe Siri will pronounce it right. Anywho. Ubisoft resets passwords after cybersecurity incident.
Ooh.
There's no evidence that user information has been accessed. Quote, last week, Ubisoft experienced a cybersecurity incident that caused temporary disruption to some of our game systems and services. Our IT teams are working with leading external experts to investigate the issue. As a precautionary measure, we initiated a company-wide password reset. Also, we can confirm that all our games and services are functioning normally and that at this time, there's no evidence any player personal information was accessed or exposed as a byproduct of this incident. This article got me thinking how shit Sony's back end must be. They had to have cleaned it up by now, right? I mean, 2011 hasn't taught them any damn thing. Had to have cleaned it up by now. Wait, was this Lapsus who did it? Damn, Lapsus is on a tear. Well, I guess Anonymous is too busy with Russia. Someone else has got to do this for the lols. Joking, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know, look, in the back of my head, I was thinking it was Lapsus, though. In Steam Deck news, Windows drivers are available for the device. The Valve has gathered up some crucial Windows drivers for the Steam Deck, improving performance for those who want to ditch the default SteamOS and replace it with Windows 10. GPU, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth drivers are available from Steam support, so early Deck adopters looking for a change can get the requisite downloads all in one place. Those drivers come with some caveats, mind. Audio drivers are still a work in progress, so only USB-C 3.5mm or Bluetooth headphones can output sound on Windows. Which means those internal speakers will not work for you. But, I mean, if you are using a Steam Deck, at least in public, without headphones, what the fuck are you doing? And Valve's post explains that dual booting support still isn't ready yet. Installing Windows then is an all or nothing switch that involves wiping Steam OS entirely. I did not know that dual booting was an option that you can do. And that makes it just slightly more compelling. I already want the Steam Deck, but knowing that I can dual boot makes me want it more.
Major's gonna be out here trying all the beta features and crashing that thing in like 700 different ways so that y'all don't have to do it. And Tech Talk Thursday is gonna be him talking about his experience with crashing a Steam Deck. He's gonna try to rewrite the whole Unix kernel that thing is built on.
No. Up until that point, he's like, "Yep, oh, we're at the kernel. Yeah, fuck that." You also need a USB-C hub with an Ethernet port to activate Windows during setup, as the Wi-Fi driver can only be installed after Windows is installed. Or, hear me out, don't worry about activating it. Wait a second, that's dumb. No, you wouldn't. Okay, whoever wrote this article has never really installed Windows 10. Because you can keep going on installing the OS without activating it. And then once you have the drivers installed, you can activate it after the fact.
You certainly can.
The fuck is this?
Who mans is this?
Is this the same motherfucker who built that PC for The Verge?
Got to be.
God bless it. The fuck is this?
Be like, what the fuck is this?
It'll need to be Windows 10 too, as Windows 11 isn't supported yet either. The Windows 11 gaming features aren't exactly essential. Oh, and Valve are, quote, unfortunately unable to offer Windows on deck support, end quote. So if it goes wrong, you're on your own unless you switch back to Steam OS. I'm sorry, if you're installing Windows on a Steam Deck, you were already on your own.
Right. Plus, like, you can just put Steam Deck OS back on it.
Like, it's the thing of, it made me chuckle when I was nice enough to reach out to IT support at Red Hat about installing Fedora on this Windows laptop they sent me. It's like, you can see where I work. Right. I am asking you about Fedora, and I've told you I know that it's not technically supported. For them to give me, like, and granted, it could have been like a clipping or like a copy paste job, where it's like, well, you know, if you keep the CSV image, it is secure and it's supposed to be this way. But I guess if you want to do that, like, I'm pretty sure it was a copy paste, but it still made me chuckle. Dude, do you know who you were sending this to? Like, I'm the person you would reach out to if mail fucking broke. Like, literally, because I'm on the mail team. Like, you would think I would know what the fuck I'm doing at this point. But I get it. You don't want to assume. Okay. But also, you should have sent me a damn Windows laptop. I mean, a damn Linux laptop. I'm just saying.
Ruin out here being rude.
If you know how to install an OS yourself, you probably should be reaching out to IT, figure it out yourself. Look, that's how it was. I just wanted to make sure, because they had BitLocker on the laptop, and I wasn't sure if me installing Linux on top of BitLocker was going to fuck up the hard drive, because I've never had to do that part before. I've never encountered BitLocker on a machine. That's the only reason why I emailed them. Like, it was just BitLocker. I've never seen BitLocker. I know Lux, but BitLocker, no, that's a new boogeyman. I don't know. I was like, it's essentially me. That's like, do I need to log in to Windows to deactivate BitLocker so I can install Linux because, oh no, encrypted hard drive. But then they didn't answer me right away, so I went up and looked up the answer. It's like, oh yeah, you're just wiping the hard drive. So whatever was on that encrypted drive, you would just lose anyway. I said, oh fuck it, there's nothing here. I just got this 2 hours ago. I turned it on, saw BitLocker, and said, yeah, fuck this, and turned it back off. Also, I want to know why you can't install Windows 11 on this Steam Deck. I mean, unless like a TPM isn't installed on the Steam Deck. Anywho. But yes, install Windows at your own peril. I don't know why you would do that, but hey. Maybe one day we'll get the Digital Foundry comparison videos of Steam OS versus Windows and Steam. But yeah, I want one so I can do boot Windows and Linux now.
Mm-hmm.
It's now Sin's favorite part of the show. It's the streaming section. And boy, do we have a humdinger of a story for you. The hate raids are back.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch responds to a fresh wave of hate raids. Quote, over the past 24 hours, bad actors have been coordinating off Twitch to target women and LGBTQ plus members of our community with spammy and hateful chat messages. Hate has no place on Twitch, and we've identified and suspended the Twitch accounts of the individuals participating. Our safety team is actively reviewing reports of suspending users in violation of our TOS. Our legal team is also involved in actively investigating. We've taken legal action against those who've harassed our community in the past and continue to take these activities seriously. End quote from Twitch support.
Mm-hmm. Keep it a band in the buck with you. The hate raids ain't never left. They just kind of like went around the corner and worked their way back. That's
no, they didn't even go around the corner. These people didn't take a break. They were stagger breathing in that choir hate song. These people were just like, I'm gonna go take a bathroom break. Do one of y'all got this to fill in real quick?
Yeah. That part. So, you know.
Can I just ask a question? I had a note on this week. I'm gonna try to do better about that in general, but I had a note on this week's thing that says I have nothing but spice for this article. Major.
Yes.
We're gonna approach this Baptist church style for a second. I need you to go ahead and just re-quote a passage for me, if you wouldn't mind. Could you please read the second tweet real quick?
Quote, our safety team is actively reviewing reports and suspending users in violation of our TOS.
Please stop and repeat that sentence.
Our safety team is actively reviewing reports and suspending users in violation of our TOS.
Why do you have a terms of service? That's not a question. Why do you have a terms of service? Let me explain this to you real quick. This is hate speech.
Yep.
You are suspending accounts. You have a clear terms of service that says that is not tolerated on this platform. That gets you clapped the fuck up. That's what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know what? Let's do this real quick. Let's do a little bit of research. I know y'all hear me. You're over here hearing me type like my name is Olivia Pope or whatever, right? Just reading some things. They have like all of these. Let me see. What is the community guidelines FAQ? So, I'm just scrolling. I'm scrolling. Because they have like this long list of things that are just like, what things are included for hate speech? What does this mean? What happens? Like, if you know that there is a whole like set of people who are doing things in large numbers or whatever and coordinating attacks and everything else, if you know they are off your platform, understandable. You have things you have to do, you have people you have to talk to, there are policies and processes in place and all this other stuff. But looking at what Twitch says on their own page about hateful conduct, which if you want to see what that looks like, there's a whole page about it. I'm going to post it here in the chat for everybody here to read. Here's a question. If you know that these things are happening, why not just ban them? Why not just ban them? You know who they are because you could suspend their account. You all know they're doing the same thing. You know they're doing it in a targeted fashion and in large numbers. Ban them from the platform. How hard is
that
this?
not what they're doing?
Like, no, they're suspended.
Basically like timeout.
They're suspended. You want to know what that means?
Yeah, I want to know what the difference is between suspending and banning at this point.
Right? Because here's the thing. The idea of like, hey, here's a suspension is one of those. We didn't straight up just, we've seen situations in which people have done things that were so out of pocket that Twitch straight up said, oh, okay, bet. If that's how you want to behave, you don't have an account here anymore. Done. Over with. Same thing with finding out that Twitch, because this is another thing that we found out during this whole wave of things. People were just like, oh, you know what? Bet. Here's an IP ban for you. We found out that Twitch could do those things. We can't do them, but they can do them. Yeah. It's one of those, that whole thing of being like, we're just going to go ahead and make sure you can't interact with people. When we finish reviewing these, we may decide to reinstate you. I need you to not get to the part where that happens.
Mm-hmm. It's like for aggressive bad actors.
So even in this document you provided, they're only talking about suspensions. They're not talking about bannings.
I know. I put that in there on purpose. That was the first point that I made here, which was like, even in this term, here's their terms of service, right? So it's like, here's a list of all these terrible things. We're going to suspend you for this. Same thing that they had in these articles. We suspended these people who have done a thing that we have clearly identified as awful. Twitch, why do you have these people on your platform? Why do you even leave the possibility for these people to be like unsuspended at some point?
Mm-hmm. To come back and what? Be good?
Because it's not like, here's the thing about some of these people. It's not like every single one of these people are just like, we have no way of knowing whether or not they did the things that they did or that people reported them for doing. Most of this stuff comes with like multiple screenshots, receipts, people trying to keep track and lists of what happened and why and everything else and when and in whose stream and on what day and at what time and everything else. Like, y'all don't have to have hateful people on your platform, Twitch. This isn't a public service. This isn't a federally mandated thing. You're a private company. You can just decide whenever you feel like it to just not have people here.
But we do want to definitely take some time to acknowledge and welcome those nice individuals, especially those who come in and raid from other channels. Shout out to Game Enthuse bringing in that raid party of 9. For those who are not familiar with who I am and who we are, I am Marcus Major Linux Summers. You tuned into twitch.tv/Major Linux, and you tuned into the latest live episode of Tech Talk Thursdays. Of course, joined by Kevin Kev and Sinziak. We are discussing the latest attack or hate raid attacks on marginalized creators, especially women and the LGBTQ plus community as of late, spawning from a streaming service that is tailored towards white supremacy. Yeah. And I believe the creator of that platform runs CPAC, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sin, for putting in that shout out, and thank you, James. Oh, I'm gonna try. Just bear with me for a moment. James Abrazil for the follow. Welcome to the house. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate what's happening here. So they separated between temporary and indefinite suspensions. See, that's what, and that's why I wanted to clarify, because like I don't think I've ever heard Twitch say they were banning people. I feel like outside of like ban for what creators could do on their channels between banning and blocking people, I don't think that I've heard Twitch themselves say ban. I've always heard them say suspensions, to where when they said it in this context, I was wondering if their suspensions were like, is it a time suspension or is it indefinite, which to everybody else is interpreted as a ban. It's Brazil like the country. Thank you.
Extreme, like, yep, sure, you are absolutely correct.
Whew. Several days of running that Commander root bot. The first time.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, high key, I upgraded the security at the tea house, the Casa de Sin, as it were, because I was kind of like, okay, we already know how this works. I'm not even gonna play it with y'all. Let me just go ahead and upgrade the security. And I started talking to a couple of people about a couple of things. It's some nonsense, but now I don't have to keep doing that every like couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
but the amount of places.
Go ahead.
The amount of places I've already run into where it's kind of like follower only chat, and I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I missed out on a raid because of some security stuff that I had set up from Friday.
I had a raid. I had a raid today. Shout out to the awesome the female phenom of 50 people. Scared me because I didn't know who it was, and then I was like, it's Boss Lady. And so then I had to be like, oh crap, now I gotta turn off follower mode, and then I gotta like eke out slow mo. I'm literally having to it's like, oh my god, all these people are coming into my house, and now I gotta unlock the door, and where's my keys? And I'm like,
have you ever like been to someone's house and they're like, hold on a second, you just like like, you know, like they're taking out chains and stuff? That's Kevin.
Yeah. I'm literally having to like latch tons of latches because I'm like, I don't want to get rolled up on, you know, and it kind of like throws a little like,
that stream deck seems like it's gonna be it'd be used well in your house.
Oh yeah. Because all I did was I just had to like press the buttons and turn everything off.
Have you set up like a multi-action?
Yeah, I have a multi-action for follower only mode off, so we were fine, and so I didn't have to like actually alt tab and do all the things. I just like went in and did the things, like just hit the buttons.
So James asked the question here: how many mods do you gentlemen have to assist you? So for this show, I would say that I have 3, and that's my co-host. Because they're able to do things when I can't, because I have like, this is one of my monitors here. So like I can't have anything on this screen without people seeing things. I need to still monitor other things, but I've gotten better about it lately. Yeah. But normally it's like me reading, because I'm reading an article as things may be happening in chat, so I may not see it. So my lovely co-host will help me out with that. Now, if I'm by myself streaming, I'm the only one who's modding chat, and for me, I'm that person. Well, one, it's not like I've ever gotten hate rated. Again, I am privileged enough to not be that much of a target. But for the trolls that I may have, it's enough to where, one, I fuck with them too much for them to even want to do anything.
Right.
Because like they think they're getting the rise out of me, but yeah, they don't realize who actually runs the fucking show here.
Right.
So yeah, they can have the little moment, but yeah, that it's not going to be that fun for them.
Right.
But yeah, like for this show specifically, like my co-host helped me out with that. Yeah. I used to use those protections, like the SMS based protection and all that shit. I've turned that off mainly because of the fact that, again, going back to that privilege of not being that much of a target, but 2, I do not like, and again, like I've got people in chat who, again, we are very security conscious, And look, we do not like Twitch's data collection, especially when you have an option like two-factor authentication that you can
Right.
use for chat verification, which Twitch decided they were not going to use. They were going to collect phone numbers. And then, yeah, when things happen, like, I don't know, an accidental copyright strike happens, they decide they want to text you on your phone to let you know. And you did not tell them that was okay for them to do.
Right.
So yeah, they've got issues. Now, I will let the other gentlemen explain how their moderation systems are in place, if they would like to share. But that's just how it is.
I will give you the ever so slight dip into the thing as a person who has no mods. So I have a very well kept list of banned terms. I have a bot that I have already run for the initial set of hate raids, and so I got a separate bot set in place. I have a bot that when I start my streams and end my streams, it turns on subscriber and emote only chat on or off. So when I start, it takes all of that off. When I go offline, it turns all of it on so people can't type weird things into chat and then be like, oh no, horrible things have happened, because people got suspended for that when this whole hate raid thing started, just so y'all know. That was a thing. And then I have like a thing where all of my commands are either mod only or they're only enabled while I'm streaming and not while I'm offline. So people can't do things like type in something like exclamation Discord and have my Discord appear and then pop up over there and do nonsense. Not that they could, because Discord's on lockdown too. But these are things that just have as general security measures because, hey, you're a marginalized person in this platform and you can't afford that mess. So you got all of that going on. It's layers. And I've recently installed a new thing that keeps track of any new bots that are added to the platform and preemptively bans them as a running cron job all times.
Yeah. I have 3 mods. They basically they're good. Like they're like genuinely my regulars, and they come in and they like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make y'all mods, and they do a really good job. And they pretty much take it, but we haven't had like any like we've had like a few upstarts, we've had like a few like, you know, some a bad actor or two, a weird name pops up, and I'm like, yeah, I don't trust that, we ban it. And but mostly I do like the heavy lifting of mod chip, like we have like the auto mod and like and such. You know, I try to make sure that it's like that they're there as a deterrent, but then also to, you know, to handle a lot of the heavy lifting myself. Not saying they're not capable, they are capable, they're very capable, but I just don't want them to have, because moderation is a volunteer, is an unpaid, you know, volunteer-esque work, you know. I ain't gonna ask no more of them than of myself. And if they, you know, and you know, whenever they can give of their time to come in and just, you know, be active in the chat or just be around and do the shout outs and, you know, do the exclamation point praise and whatever, you know, like I just want them to, you know, to be there. It's kind of like be around, but they don't have to be around all the time. So I'm very much in the mindset of, if I got to ban somebody, I will ban, you know, I do the banning. I'm like Ed Stark. I do the bans. Like, if you're going to sentence a man, you chop his head off. Like, you know, like if you ban him, if you see him, you get him. Like, so that's me, you know. I'll do the heavy lifting. They can come in and, you know, if they see somebody that they ban somebody, I'm like, that's good. But you know, I'm gonna do the majority of heavy lifting. So I don't, you know, because like I say, I'll do the heavy lifting myself, and I don't ask no more of anybody else because again, it is unpaid volunteer work, and so yeah.
I like one thing I will say here is that AutoMod, for as frustrating as it can be to get it to work the way you want it to, is really helpful for doing one thing. I'm not that streamer, but if you are the kind of streamer who for the whole of the stream has chat up or whatever, trying to catch things before they appear on your main streaming screen where everyone can see them is a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel like one thing that helps too is like, so I know people like to put their chats on the main screen. For me, I don't like doing that because I will prefer a clean screen.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it has that added benefit of whatever is being chatted will not live on in perpetuity because of the fact that it's a part of the main video feed.
Yeah. Yeah, because it'll just be like the alerts, but it won't be like it'll be like the raid alerts, the host alerts, whatever. But it won't be like the actual words and phrases and derogatory comments like that. I typically had that. I typically have that for like the just chatting streams, so that people can like see the comments, scroll up or scroll down. But
See,
many times I'm like.
It'd be nice if somebody implemented what Mixer did and
Yeah.
actually just let that shit stay in perpetuity. If you
Yeah.
didn't clear it, like that way anybody could join and can kind of see what was talked about before they got there.
Yeah.
There's only one. Well, like the thing is, they have that feature, but they only have that feature for one person, for one type of user.
Yeah.
And who was that type of user?
Moderators.
Oh,
Like
I thought you meant like a specific type of streamer had it. But
No.
oh, okay. I was about to say that. Sure,
like,
wealth, please.
because like I said, we have it as like creators. Moderators will have it, but then it's like if you go into somebody's stream prior to.
I would say I beg to differ on that because when my computer crashed and I pulled it back up, the chat from before the crash was gone for me.
Oh, okay.
And like I'm talking about in the dashboard where you'd expect me to be able to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Like pulling everything back up, yeah, the chat was gone.
Like,
Everything just started over from scratch.
Oh, well, I mean, I think that's also because like your whole stream just like up and crashed. If I, as a moderator, came in here and it were like,
oh, that's right. Yeah, the stream did die. The stream did
like,
die.
the
So it
whole-
was a whole new
yeah.
stream. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're here. Now we're here.
Right.
Gotcha. I was about to say, was it?
but like anything that's
Everything
been
is
said
gone.
in that stream, as long as it's continuous and it hasn't been broken or like something like today didn't happen, yeah, I can
Right.
see like the
Okay.
whole thing back to the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Because like I say, if my computer crashed, and then I went back into it, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see it. But yeah,
Oh, also link blocking. We don't even play those games. You don't do it in my house.
same.
Well,
Period.
I am more laissez-faire than the both of y'all. But then again, it's that privilege of not being a threat to people, apparently.
Right.
Well,
Like,
like some of it is not being a threat to people, but some of those things are securities that I ended up putting on because I ended up having to be in places where that was happening. And I'm like,
Right.
Right.
let me just go ahead and do that. Because the thing about posting links is you can define, for fun notes, you can define users and say, if you're a user up to this point, you can use it. So you
Yeah.
can say VIP users can use the link feature. Subscribers can use the link feature, but other people can't do that.
Yeah.
If you wanted to break it down that way, 'cause
Yeah.
they do have like a per permission level thing.
And
that you
that's the
have.
thing. Like
And there are like three or four of them.
Yeah, like I've never been in a position where that was an issue. Or at least not that I can remember in recent memory.
Right.
Yeah, like again, I will say this: yes, I am fortunate, blessed, and privileged to have not been in a position to where those tools are needed. But again, it is not to invalidate people who do need that, which is what a lot of creators on this platform tend to do. Because it's like, well, I don't see those problems. Why does it matter? Like, you're just not modding hard enough. It's like, no, you. Again, it's like why I kind of got upset at, you know, content creators that do look like us, but, you know, are straight men, and it's like, well, they're just not modding their streams hard enough. I'm a partner on the platform, and I don't see it. Like, motherfuckers, y'all playing in a whole different ass ball game right now.
You're in a whole different time zone.
One also like you're a whole dude playing Call of Duty.
Well,
like,
these two weren't, but the two that I'm referring to don't really play Call of Duty like that. I don't want to name names again. Well,
no, I'm not. Oh, I'm not saying Call of Duty. I'm saying Call of Duty just at random. Like, that's
okay, gotcha.
But it's just like, homie, you're over here playing like, you know, like Call of Duty in your pajamas and like raging at the screen. You already you have an audience of people who aren't really going to say much of anything to you as long as you let them post Pepe the Frog in chat. Like, they're not going to care. Like, here, me, when I'm sitting here just like, hey friends, we should practice being decent human beings. People have like a whole coordinated attack that they plan for exactly 2 months out of the year. Leave me alone.
Mm-hmm. That part. Like I said, man's came after me for like almost a whole 2 days because I didn't show my face in the chat. A guy attacking me.
Yes, I just sit here and just wait.
And it's like, wow.
Oh, not board game Twitch. Oh no.
I just pack the heat, man. I said, man, I wish a motherfucker would. I'm just waiting.
Not you being like, I got that thing on me.
I got the thing on me, motherfucker. I got the burner, boy.
I got the blicky with the sticky, yeah.
Click, click.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Let's move on to some updates, shall we? We got some good updates. macOS Monterey receives an update to 12.3, including my favorite feature, universal control. That's right. You can now have two Macs, a Mac and an iPad, or a Mac and iPad and another Mac, and you can share your mouse and keyboard between all of those devices with little to no setup involved. It is fantastic. It is amazing, and I have been waiting for this for months, and it's finally here.
Nice.
And of course, iPad and iOS 15.4 is out. Of course, with iPad OS, you get that universal control. But for the iPhone, this is actually especially particular for those who have the iPhone 12 and 13 series of phones and do not own an Apple Watch. You can now unlock your phone with a mask still on. Just because the mask mandates have gone down, you're still in a whole ass panini, so please continue to wear your mask while out in public. And hey, if you've got the newest iPhone, you can unlock your device while covering your face. It's fucking fantastic. But
Yeah.
of course, if you're on Android, you have fingerprint readers, so. Also, there's new emojis. There's new emojis. Vaccine card stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Because you said something about emojis. Hey everybody. Hey Windows users. I learned something today.
Chaos.
Are you on a Windows computer?
Yes.
Fellow co-hosts.
I am.
I am.
So today, if you are joining us at home and you're at the comfort and safety of your Windows computer, press the Windows key and then press the period button.
Windows key period button. That showed up. Is it supposed to hold Windows and hit period?
Emoji.
Yeah, like Windows
then
period, like Windows R and things like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
then I definitely did not do that. Oh, look at that! Isn't it cool? Look at that! Look at that! It's emojis.
So that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing I did not know even existed, but you can just do that. Like, that's a thing that you can just do. Just Windows period. It brings up the whole emoji window.
Hold on, let me see if I can find the flag of my homeland.
Wakanda?
I'm pretty sure every single one of these is like whatever you can do on the phone there. Like whatever you can do on your phone.
It says keep
PS.
typing to find an emoji. I am typing, but nothing is happening. Where do I type?
No, you just type in general.
But
there is a little like magnifying glass at the bottom left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't. Oh shit! There it is. You said bottom left. I'm over in the right.
Yeah, bottom left.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a place to type here. It says he cannot find this one. I don't know.
What are you looking for?
I'm
Major?
just typing, and I don't. Nothing is happening.
My people.
I mean, it worked for me. I
It's
don't know
not
what to tell you.
working for me.
I will. If you-
Hey, skin tones, let's go.
Yes, skin tone. Hello, I'm skin tone 4.
This is why I don't use emojis. This never works for me.
But like, enjoy that. I was just like, wait, what do you mean? How long has this been here?
Yeah, James is out here just showing off. Says like, I know that for 2 months. Like y'all late. Y'all 2000 and late. He's 3008. To bring back a very old washed reference. Let me know in chat if you understood what I was referencing, where that came from. I want to know how old all of you are. And more update news. AMD's releasing new drivers. Hooray for AMD. Go Tycho.
Hey.
Are they still updating that 580? Tycho, are they still giving you driver updates for that 580 bed? James gets the reference. And FSR 2.0 will be coming soon. But hey, get new Radeon Super Resolution for all those AMD cards out there.
Hey.
Hey. And AMD's Game Pass March lineup. Damn it. Stop. I've already answered this multiple times. Black Eyed Peas really got out of here before those lyrics got analyzed. Xbox Game Pass March lineup concludes with Shredders, Weird West, and Crusader Kings 3, and more. Crusader Kings 3 coming to Xbox Series X and S on Game Pass. Shredders and as of yet unreleased snowboarding game.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they're still making snowboarder games. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Dungeon of Nahulbuk, the Amulet of Chaos. Weird West, F1 2021, which is coming through EA Play. Norco, Zero Escape, the Nonary games, and Tainted Grail Conquest are coming through.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's it. That's all she wrote. We're done with the news, the nugs, the thoughts.
And practically on time. Look at us.
Look at there. Look at that. You gotta love it. The 17
2 weeks
minutes.
in a row. Hello.
We got 17 minutes before the next ad runs. Remember, the clock reset because the PC crashed. So the trick worked. The trick did work, but the PC crashed and everything got wiped out. So
we can knock out the ending in 17
all right.
seconds.
So let's go ahead and go for it. Kev, what you got going on this week?
Okay, so yeah, continuing the process of working on doing some yard work, also more Lost Ark, also some good Lost Ark goodness. So again, me taking time to check out some of the games that I did acquire, i.e., Mario vs. Rabbids, and also possibly Pikmin. Yeah, and we're basically gonna see what we're gonna do about Kirby, because Kirby is coming out, I think next week. So we'll decide if we decide we're gonna like skip it this month and pick it up down the line, and definitely make some room for what's that name? Oh yeah, Switchboards. So Switchboards is coming out, because I know my mom's probably be looking really forward to some bowling, but with a different controller. And I think that's about it for the most part. Yeah.
All right. Sin.
Yes.
What you got going on this week?
Well, between now and next week, I sound like a set of radio commercials, but whatever. So we're going to take this weekend and do absolutely nothing. So much nothing. I have a free evening, so I'm just going to spend it playing cozy games and things. But then Monday is the Eldritch Tide with the good people at Wesselhausen's channel. Tuesday is more of this Hollow Knight Pantheon run and seeing if we can conquer that. I'm playing like more tabletop games on Wednesday, but I'm not streaming those. We're just hanging out with friends for those. And then I am back here next week on Thursday.
Fantastic. Let's see, for me, just wrapping up my first work week. Excited, cannot wait. This weekend, I'm going to my first convention in 2 years.
Gasp.
I know. For those who are going to be in the Raleigh-Durham area this weekend, Playthrough Gaming Convention is happening this week at the Raleigh Convention Center. Yeah, it's like I wish I can put there is vaccine and mask mandates that you have to follow. But because we dropped all of those, it's fucking everybody's raw dog in the air as always. So that's going to be fun. However, everybody at our table, at our booth, will be masking up, and we're all fully vaccinated, because I made sure from the past event we had where everybody was attending has done so. Anka will be joining me this weekend, so I'm really excited about that. Stay safe out there. Oh, most definitely. I mainly decided to do this because now I'm work from home. I feel like, one, I would probably need to get out more. Two, eventually I'm gonna have to be doing more events with me being a board member for LandFest and having to travel a little bit. So I figured the first mass event that I go attend should be something closer to home, that I can drive home, take showers, decompress, cry in a corner, and then get back out there to the next day. As opposed to, having to go to go to a hotel room and do all that nonsense. But yeah, I'm hoping, take it easy. We're planning.
Please be safe.
Oh, most definitely.
Be safe.
Like, we're currently planning our next stream event. Again, that one we definitely do control, where everybody has to be masked and fully vaxxed. But that's not until May, so more details to come on that soon. But outside of that, got some content that should be dropping. I'm working on a ton of clips that have been collected from from last week. Because of all the streams that were happening during the day. And shout out to Ruin helping me collect a whole bunch of streams that I'm going to sit there and post. So keep an eye on TikTok, Instagram before the NFTs come, and Twitter.
Can I just talk about that? I have never seen so many companies take cruising altitude to their doom when they don't have to. What was the name of that one? There was a gaming company that probably got the most press that they've ever gotten, called Domina. They were just kind of like, hey, we're just gonna be awful people. Also,
Domina. That sounds. Oh, that that game that put the anti-masking thing up there. But
Like,
they've
just-
been
just-
like, from looking at previous patch notes, they've been pushing buttons for a while.
And it's just kind of like, okay, so we got that going on. And then I can't remember what the other company was that was just kind of like, hey, everybody, just letting y'all know that we are deciding to get into NFTs. And people were just like, oh, that's cool. Thank you
Was
for
it-
letting me know that I can.
Was it Dr. Disrespect's new dev studio?
That was definitely a part of it.
Game hasn't even released yet. Hey, we're giving out NFTs.
Grand opening, grand closing. I'm just. Why? What?
Why y'all out
He
here taking L's,
gets a settlement on a Twitch lawsuit, and it says next thing NFTs, baby.
Could
Can I
have been
just
like,
talk
you know, I'm
about-
gonna build my own like production studio, have like a team of other disrespects, maybe like Nurse Mayhem or like Practitioner Pain or whatever else. No, decides I'm just gonna make a game company and I'm gonna use that to flip NFTs with.
Ruin.
You
Ruin.
You're
But
right.
also, there was another company that not another company. There was another person who was like making millions of dollars a year doing whatever as what was it for Disney, I think?
Who knows?
What company did they work for? Like some dude was just kind of like, I posted a meme and I didn't know that it was like heavily like a hairy caricature of black people or whatever. Where someone like straight up dropped drop the N-word right in the middle of the clip, and they were just like, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. And they were just like, you can tell us that when you're unemployed. And I'm just like, y'all just be out here fucking up the bag for no reason. Y'all don't have to.
Just taking the most unnecessary of L's that you can ever take for
Y'all-
no reason.
I've obviously have varying feelings about all of these things, right? But at the end of the day, if you are a company, keep your mouth shut and collect your money.
There.
It
Y'all
sounds,
don't have to say nothing. Just like let people put the money in your hand and go home.
that sounds too much like right.
Mhm.
That just sounds too much like right. Anywho, let's just wrap this up. We got less than 9 minutes to go before that ad runs. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for March 17th, 2022. Happy, what was it, Leprechaun's Day? Actually, I forgot it. St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, it is St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully don't do too much drinking if you plan to do any of that later on. It's been real. On behalf of Kevin Kev, on behalf of Cynthiac, on behalf of the GOAT and the co-worker. Okay, I can't get that one to work. I tried, but it failed. Idios and Anka, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Of course, you all could have been anywhere in the world watching any stream, or you could have been getting the tech and gaming news yourself, but you said no, thank you. We like the fact that it's on a cloud platform in which can be easily distributed, with the permission, with the express consent of the NFL and Netflix, but not really. And for that, I appreciate you. Thank y'all so much. And of course, all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is I love you. And peace. How?
Wakanda forever.